Hello everyone, and we are from Group 2. We'll present about stock valuation project in property industry. Next. So we have our member here. Next. Okay, so we first start from Agung Podomoro Land terbuka. And for the next time, I will call it APLN. Okay, next. So this is APLN financial statement in 2023 and 2022. Next. Okay, so we have the sales, variable costs, EBIT, and interests from APLN in 2023 and 2022. Next. Okay, this is the leverage. So the formula for uh, each other leverage is from the DOL, or the degree of operating leverage, is sales minus variable costs divided by EBIT, and the degree of financial leverage is EBIT divided by EBIT minus interest, and the degree of combinating leverage is DOL times DFL. So for APLN in 2023, the DOL is 1.441, which is low sensitivity, and the DFL is 1.948, which is moderate sensitivity, and the DCL is 2.809, which is moderate sensitivity. Next. And in 2022, the DOL is 1.885. Is it low sensitivity? The DFL is 1.593, which is moderate sensitivity, and the DCL is 3.004, which is moderate sensitivity. Next. So for the growth and forecast, the formula of growth rate is sales into 2023 minus sales in 2022 divided by sales in 2022 times 100%. And for the forecast, the formula is sales for the forecast in the next year. The formula is sales in 2023 times 1 plus growth rate. It's assumed if we have a fixed growth rate. So for APLN, the growth rate is around negative 46% because the sales and other data is decreasing from 2023 to 2022. And the forecast for 2024 is 2,413,060,000. Next. Okay, so uh, let's move to valuation. Because APLN and other company is an asset heavy company that have a lot of fixed assets such as property and heavy vehicle, etc. We decide to use asset-based value method to know how to value the company. And the formula is total asset minus total liability. And we have the data from financial position in 2023. So the ABV, or asset base value, for APLN is 13 trillion for 451 billion 404 million and 486,000. Next. And then for the next valuation, we will look from the stock price and price to book value. So the stock price in 2023 is 129 rupiah per share. And if we calculate the book value, we have 592.6 rupiah per share. Then the price to book value is 0.22, which is lower than the industry the property industry price to book value, which is 0.6. Next. Okay, so we're gonna move into management evaluation. So for the management background, APLN is a subsidiary of Agung Podomoro Group, which was established in uh, 1969 and has completed more than 70 property projects since its inception. And for the legal track record, APLN is involved with the reclamation island permit issue in DKI Jakarta in 2018, which is included the island in big. Okay, next. And for the controlling share ownership, there's two uh there's two there's two shareholder that controlling this company. The first one is PT Indovika, which is holding 82.724% of the total shares. And then the second one is Trihatama K. Haliman, which is owns 4.9999% of shares. And it's also listed as a controlling party. Next. So for the information transparency, APLN is regularly publish financial reports and press release through their official website and organize annual public exposure to update investor and other stakeholder. And for the corporate actions, in October 2022, they they sell their assets. APLN sold their 85% interest in Central Park Mall to Hangzhou Hanshin Properties Corp. Next. And the last one is IDX special notation. In the period of 2022 and 2023, there's no special notation was given by the Bursa Efek Indonesia, but the Fitch Ratings has upgraded APLN's credit rating from C to CC in November 2023 following the cancellation of the bond tender offer. Next. Okay, so we move out to PT Lipo Karawaci terbuka.
Okay, now Lipo Karawaci terbuka, and we call LPKR. Next. So this is the company's income statement data for Lipo Karawaci in 2022 and 2023. Next. This is data for sales, variable costs, EBIT, and interest in 2022 and 2023. For sales is obtained from sales and operating income. For variable costs is obtained from cost of sales and income. For EBIT is obtained from the amount of profit loss before income tax, while for interest is obtained from interest and financial expenses. Next. This is for leverage in 2023. For degree of operating leverage, the total is 9.1, which is high sensitivity. And then for degree of financial leverage is minus 10.3, which is low sensitivity. And for degree of combined leverage is minus 94.1, which is low sensitivity. Next. This is for leverage 2022. For DOL is 4.4, which is high sensitivity. Then for DFL is minus 2.4, which is low sensitivity. And the last is for DCL is minus 10.9, low sensitivity. Next. Then the growth rate and forecast sales for 2024. For the growth rate of 104,073.15%, while the forecast sales for 2024 amounted to 267,2079,607.5. Next. Since LPKR is a company that has a lot of fixed asset, property, and others, we decided to use the asset base value method to determine the company's valuation. So the ABV is 19,606,431 was obtained. Next. For PVPS is 0.276 per shares rupiah. The stock price is 97 per shares rupiah. Then price to book value is 351.4, which is higher than industry PBV, which is 0.6. Next. And then about management evaluation. First, about management background. LPKR is one of the largest property developers in Indonesia and is part of the Lipo Group, which was originally named PT Tunggal Reksa Kencana. And then for legal track record, LPKR has been involved in the Meikarta Brewery case in 2018. Next. And this is for controlling shareholding. Next. Information transparency. LPKR regularly publish material informations including change in management structure, affiliated transaction, additional business activities, and financial statement through its official website. And then for corporate action, LPKR sold 10.4% of its shares in PT Siloam International Hospitals Terbuka, reducing its stake to 29.09%, which aims to reduce bond debt and improve the company's liquidity. Next. The last is IDX special notation. LPKR is in the list of companies that have been given special notation by the IDX to date. Next.
Okay, next we have Summarecon Agung SMRA. This is the profile and loss financial report of Summarecon Company. And then this is sales, variable cost, EBIT, and interest Agung Company, Summarecon Agung Company. And then we have leverage in 2023. DOL was 2.44970, classification as moderate sensitivity. And then DFL was 3.9901, moderate sensitify. DCL classified as moderate sensitive, high sensitify. Okay, leverage in 2022, DOL increased to 2.497, moderate sensitify. DFL increased significantly to 0.286, moderate sensitify. DCL rose sharply to 5709, moderate sensitify. Okay, next, growth and forecast. Growth rate value result in minus 14.10%. 2000 sales forecast result in a value of 4.911, 979, 156. Okay, next valuation, because SMRI is an asset-heavy company that have a lot of fixed asset. We decide to use asset-based value method to now calculate the company valuation. ABC from SMRI is 12.303, 061.845. Okay, next BPVS of 853.101 per shares and price to book value of 0.8. And then this is table of share ownership.
Okay, next we will present our analysis on PT Bumi Serpong or BSDA. This company is a major player in Indonesia property sector and is part of Sinarmas Land. Next. Next. Okay, BSDA revenue declined from approximately 11.4 trillion in 2022 to 10.2 trillion in 2023. EBIT also dropped while interest expenses remained stable at around 1.6 trillion. This indicates some operational pressures in the past 2 years. Next. Okay, next. In 2023, BSDA leverage ratio indicate low to moderate sensitivity to change in interest and EBIT. This suggests the company maintains a healthy capital structure and is not overly reliant on debt. Next. Okay. For the year leverage 2023, DOL 2.18, which indicates moderate sensitivity. DFL 1.293, which indicates low sensitivity. DCL 2.825, which indicates moderate sensitivity. Next, for year leverage 2022, okay, 1.883, which indicates low sensitivity. DFL 1.361, which indicates moderate sensitivity, and DCL 2.561, which indicates moderate sensitivity. Okay, next, to show stable growth, we project their 2024 performance using an assumed fixed growth rate aligned with their long-term project development strategy. Next. Okay, BSDA valuation. Since BSDA is an asset-heavy company, we use the asset-based value or ABV method for valuation with total asset of around 66.8 trillion and total liabilities of 25.6 trillion. BSDA ABV is approximately 41.2 trillion. Next. Okay, with 18.29 trillion outstanding share, the ABV per share is about 1,723.3 rupiah per share. Meanwhile, the market price is only 129 rupiah per share, meaning the stock is significantly undervalued. Its price to book value or PBV is far below the industry average of 0.6. Next. Okay, next, BSDA management evaluation. First, management background. BSDA has been operating since since 1984 and is known for developing BSD City, one of the largest townships in Indonesia. The management has extensive experience in residential, commercial, and industrial property development. Second, legal track record. BSDA has no major legal case that negatively impact its reputation. There were minor administrative issues regarding land permits, but these were resolved without serious consequence. Next. Okay, the company maintains good transparency, regularly publishing quarterly and annual financial reports, and conducting public expos to inform investor about their performance and plans. Next. Okay, next, in 2023, BSDA issued bonds worth 650 billion to support expansion and debt repayment. They also continue to acquire new land and develop new projects as part of their long-term growth plan. And next. Okay, next. The last, BSDA received no special notation from the Indonesia Stock Exchange during 2022 until 2023. Indonesia indicating stable operation. In addition, credit agency like Finch and Pevindo have given BSDA and the Sinarmas Group investment grade ratings, showing strong financial health.
So after all our analysis, the conclusion is based on the asset-based valuation method. BSDE, SMRA, and APLN are considered undervalued because their net asset value per share is much higher than their market price. Conversely, LPKR appears to be overvalued and therefore needs to be analyzed further using other valuation methods. So that it from us. Thank you for watching. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bye bye everyone.